All right. Shalom, shalom. Now, before I get started with this lesson, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halam La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Ruchak Wadash. Give a double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutations towards you, hopeful let. That's been pushing the truth, okay? I'm the brother Zachariah, coming at you from the GMS Campbell in the church. And as you can see through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, I'm back at it with another lesson. Now, today's lesson, as you can see on the screen right here, we're going to go through Revelation 11. Now, Lord willing, this will be another overview. You know, that's actually what I have in mind. But about a month ago, I did Revelation 11, 1 through 3. So through the spirit, I just wanted to continue this, okay? And today we're going to go through 4 through 6 or 7. You know, however the spirit set it up. But without further ado, Lord willing, this lesson be edifying, okay? So this is Revelation 11, starting at verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth, okay? Or before the God of the earth. Now, who's the power of the earth right now? All right, who's the God of the earth? It's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, ultimately, okay, that the whole world isn't really called God in Jesus Christ. All right, his true name is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, okay? Now, when it says the 2 olive trees, you know, that represents Israel as well. Now, it is twofold, but that represents Israel, all right, the southern and the northern kingdom, all right? Because remember, it's been split into 2, okay? Which, again, the southern, all right, and the northern kingdom. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the Most High of the earth. Now, how do we know that? Let's get it. Let's get Jeremiah 11 and 15. It's like it if I keep coughing, man. Damn bodies. But this is it's like it. I meant to say 11. Give me a sec. It's Jeremiah 11, starting at verse 15. Matter of fact, starting at verse 16. It reads, the Lord, Yahweh, called thy name, a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit, okay? With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken, all right? So just to further explain that, you know, we can also represent as, you know, olive trees, grapes, so on and so forth, right? Because a lot of things are metaphorical in the spiritual sense, okay? And Lord willing, I get it, get that that Isaiah, the 5th chapter, where it talks about us being grapes, but came what? Wild grapes, okay? Lord willing, I get that too. I'm gonna try to keep it in my mental. Lord willing, I can get that. But I'm gonna continue on, verse 17. For the Lord of hosts that planted thee have pronounced evil against thee. For the evil of the house of Israel, there it is right there, okay, and of the house of Judah, okay, so the northern and the southern kingdom, okay, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal, all right, which we all fell victim to, all right, even unto this day, man. You know, you still have our very own people, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, so on and so forth, the 12 tribes of Israel, okay, serving these other gods. You know, you got that big old statue over there in South America of Caesar Borgia, all right. You have a lot of Judites, all the tribes really have that same depiction or image of Jesus Christ, that sweet baby old Jesus Christ, okay, in their household. All right, that's not our true power. Our true power is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, okay? But I'm going to reread it. For the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, that planted thee, have pronounced evil against thee. For the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal. All right? And again, we're doing that today. All right, for those who are in the congregation of the dead. All right. Now, as for us who actually know through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, hey, continue in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, through his grace and mercy. Okay. And Lord, will I get that Isaiah I called on? Let me see. I believe it's Isaiah 5. Let me see. I might get right to the point. Now, if I'm going to start from the top, this is Isaiah 5. I'll start from the top. Now will I sing to my beloved, my well-beloved, a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard and a very fruitful hill. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with the choicest vine, all right, which represents the nation of Israel, okay, and built a tower in the midst of it. Now, we already know that tower represents Yahweh Shah, all right, for those who run into it, okay, just roughly paraphrasing it, continuing on, and also it made a wine press therein, okay. Now, what do you do with a wine press? Typically, you will put the grapes in there, all right, the fermented grapes in there, and you will put it in a press, and it will press upon the grape, all right, which really represents bloodshed as well, okay. And we're going to get into why. It says, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. So we became wild, man, okay. All of us, in the congregation of the dead. Again, serving these other gods, calling on these other gods, all right? Committing adultery, physically and spiritually, man. Just going off, okay? So instead of it bringing, those sweet, the choice of the sweetest grapes, all right, we became wild grapes, man. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, the men of Judah, judge. I pray you betwixt me and my vineyard. Okay. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go, I will tell you what I would do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof. So all the protection. Okay, so now we're going to get, touched. We're going to get punished, all right, by scorpions, all right, thorns, anything that's outside of that vineyard, man. Because remember, it was fenced. Now, what do you do typically with a fence? Okay, let's just say you got a house. You say, you know what, I want a fence. Why do you want a fence? To protect your property. You don't want, any old thing going in and out your property, man. So you put that fence up to protect, your territory, your property, okay, your land. All right. Now I'm going to continue on. I'm just reread verse 5. And now I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste, and it shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. And I will also command the clouds that they rain nor rain upon it, which that's spiritual in itself too, okay, which is going to come out later on in that Revelation 11, Lord willing, okay. So I just wanted to bring that Jeremiah out and this Isaiah, the 5th chapter, out, just to further explain that we could also represent as variety of different fruits in the spirit, man. Okay, trees, grapes, you name it. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to Revelation 11. See where I left off at. I'm gonna just reread verse 4. This Revelation 11, starting at verse 4. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks. Again, the southern and the northern kingdom, standing before the Most High of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in the same manner be killed. All right. So that just basically goes back to reaping what you sow, really. Okay. Who's been constantly killing us? Who's been constantly beating us, murdering us, robbing us, raping us? All right. It's the so-called, white man, along with these other heathens. All right. The nation of Esau, Edom. All right. Which are their true biblical names. Along with these other heathen nations. Okay. So they did this to us. Therefore, through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're going to do the same things and far greater to them, man, in righteousness. Okay, reap what you sow. All right. He that leadeth into captivity shall what? Go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And that's the faith and the patience of the saints, man. Just roughly, paraphrasing it, excuse me. Okay. Now, I'm going to reread verse 5. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in the same manner be killed. All right. And it kind of sounds like spiritual power as well, man. Okay. And it is, man. Okay. We're going to have spiritual power if we be a part of that number. If the Lord ordained you to have spiritual power, you're going to do great things towards those who come against you, man. All right. However the Lord set it up, whatever he do. Okay. But it will happen. Now, continuing on in verse 6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. Okay. And there it is again. I believe we just read that in Isaiah the 5th chapter, applying this. Okay. And have power over waters to turn them to blood. And these actually happened in history, man. All right. You had Elijah. Okay. And then you had Moses. Okay. These things actually took place. And there's going to be greater things to come, man. All right. If we be a part of that number. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that since I brought it out. I believe it's Exodus. Let me see. 4. And bear with me 1 second. All right, I'm going to start from the top and then go straight down to verse 9. This is Exodus 4 and verse 1. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice. For they will say, the Lord Yahweh hath not appeared unto thee. Okay, kind of what's happening today, man. A lot of these people ain't listening to us. Okay, but at the same time, the truth is getting out there. A lot of people also know of us, okay? And it's going to continue to happen like that, all right? A lot of more Israelites, which again contains you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, will be woken up, okay? According to prophecy, everybody will eventually know Yahweh Shem Yahushua, okay? Whether through good or evil, man. All right? Just to keep the, the balance of it, okay? But going straight down, because I brought out verse 1 just to bring out Moses, all right? This is speaking on Moses, because Moses was the same individual, like I said earlier, through history in verse 6 of Revelation 11, where it talks about, turning the water into blood, so to speak. But I found the account. This is Exodus 4 and 9. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe also these two signs, neither hearken unto thy voice, that thou shalt take of the water of the river and pour it upon dry land, and the water which thou takest out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land. All right. So you can't say that there's no God, man. Okay, none of you can't. Because there is a power, which is our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. These things actually took place, okay? And at the same time, this is a fulfillment of prophecy, man. All right? Everything is just a fulfillment of prophecy. Now, I'm going to go back to that Revelation right quick. This is Revelation 11 and starting at verse 6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, okay? And have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. Because we know, according to and they'll go 144 on the screen, called Lam Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But we already know, according to prophecy, where it says in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, these players will not slack, man. Okay? So once they come, they're going to come. And once they hit, they're going to hit. All right? I'm going to just go ahead and through the Spirit, through verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony. And what's our testimony? All right? Lord willing, we be a part of that number. But what's the testimony? That we went through all this BS, man. Okay? Captivity upon captivity upon captivity. Especially Esau, Edom captivity, which is really the worst captivity of all. All right? Everything we went through, man. At the end, we're going to have a testimony. We're going to be witnesses. All right? Of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua getting through this thing, man. Okay? And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them. All right? Which, I'm going to get into that. Matter of fact, let's get into Daniel 7 right quick. I know it talks about that fourth beast, which is really the Roman Empire. But that little horn got brought back, which represents America. Let me see right quick. See if I can find it. Let's see. Let me get straight to the point. This is Daniel 7 and 20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. All right. Which again, let me see something right quick. Bear with me 1 second. This is I'm gonna go to Daniel 7 and my actual scripts right here. So this is Daniel 7, and I'm gonna start at verse 20 again, and it's on the screen as well. It says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, which again, the other one which came up is America. Okay, that's that little horn. All right, and it says, and before whom 3 fell. Now the 3 that fell, I believe, was the Spanish, the French, and the British. Okay, those are 3 that fell. Now I'm gonna continue on. It says, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. All right, which again goes into that prideful spirit that's being pushed out here. Okay, man, these people in this land, okay, Babylon the Great, aka America, they're very prideful, man. All right, and our very own people. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you guys can tend to be very prideful because that's the energy and the evil that's being pushed within this place, man. Okay, verse 21, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. All right, and we can see that transitioning today, man. All right, we can feel it. We know Esau's gonna come down with that great wrath. We know he's gonna push that MOTB, which is in other words the CHIP. Okay, he's gonna come with that great wrath. Come door to door, try to separate you and your families. All right, trying to make you take that CHIP. All right, he's just gonna cause hell on us, man. But through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we're gonna be okay, man. All right, continuing on to verse 22. Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. All right. Oh, and that further explains. Let me go back to Revelation right quick. Revelation 11 and verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, okay, because again, going back up to verse 3, which I did not read. I read it in the first video, which I'm going to read it right here. This is Revelation 11 and 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth, which represents our limitations. All right, us being humble through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, through his judgments, really. Okay, through his punishments. All right, and that also represents the 350 years. Okay, yeah, that's 350 years, man. So it's a transitioning right now, according to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, I believe. Everything has a season. All right, because we're not physically in chains right now, but again, there's a transitioning, because when certain things be fulfilled in the scripts, it transitions to the next prophecy. All right, now we're in the time where we're in the midst of World War III, but it's going to get amped up. Okay, it's going to be like a domino effect. It's going to get amped up. All right, because the ultimate judgment of this place, all right, will be missiles. All right, 200 million missiles will hit Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, which is all according to prophecy. Now, before that happened, what got to come? The CHIP that they're going to have to push. All right, which is the chip. All right, since I already said it, but it's going to be small. It's going to be small enough to put in your hand, your arm, wherever you want to put it. All right, but it will happen. Now, jumping back up to Revelation 11 and 7, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. All right, because again, he's going to come with that great wrath, man. But through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we will be protected. All right, but I'm gonna stop it right there. And for the next video, Lord willing, I can continue on through 8 through 10, Lord willing. But I'm going to close out to give all honor and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Chakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations towards you, hopeful elect. Let's be pushing the truth, all right? With that, shalom.